Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. They have everything you need, bumper to bumper, for domestic and foreign car parts. Big truck operators, they have you covered as well with belts, seals, hoses, welding supplies, and so much more. They even have lawnmower parts, blades, and accessories. Stop by today and see the whole crew. Miss Joe, Pam, Little Sammy, Stephen, Dylan, and Big Sammy himself. It's Folkestone Auto Supply.
Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics, located at 3885 Main Street in the heart of downtown Folkestone. They're Folkestone's original hometown pharmacy with 49 years serving the community. They have everything you need, including household items, prescription medications, high-tech electronics, and much more. Their experienced and friendly staff in the pharmacy and electronics department are ready to serve you. Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sports. Go Indians!
Good afternoon, happy Labor Day weekend, and welcome back to the Coach Max Show. Coach, what a game last Thursday night. I think we had everything. We had rain delays, lightning delays, we had offense, defensive turnovers. It was wild, crazy game.
It really was. It was there for the taking for either football team. Overall, I think our kids played hard, no doubt about it. In Appleton County, kids played hard. It was 7-0 us for the longest time, and then it was 7-7, and then we got, I think, 14-13 them, and then finally at the end we were able to get that final touchdown on the last offensive play of the game and take care of that game. But again, it was really one of those games where we felt like going in, it could be a game that could go down to the very end, and it did. But the way we played early on, it looked like we were going to be able to take control of this thing. We were moving the football. We were having 3 and outs. We other than maybe a couple plays here and there where they got some first downs, we felt like we were doing pretty good on both sides of the ball, and everything was going our way. And coming in at halftime, I told the kids, I said, listen, we have left a lot of opportunities on the field. We have left scores on the field. We need to come out the second half and take care of those things. We need to make every play, every drive count. We don't need to come up empty, keep getting down inside the red zone and coming up with nothing. We've got to make them count. When we make them count, I think we're in good shape. And even in the second half, we were unable to get them in like we thought we should. And last week we spent some time with our offense and our defense working on goal line packages. I think this week, today, we'll probably go right back out and we'll line up on the goal line and work on getting the ball in the end zone from the 20 out, 10 out, and then from the 5 out, just working on getting the ball into the end zone. I think that's where we're struggling at. Midfield, we're doing pretty good. It's just in the red zone, offensive red zone more than the defensive red zone. That's where we're struggling at.
It was crazy that first half. We moved the ball right down the field, scored twice, but we'll take the second when it counted. AJ hit required. I have that one right here if you want to talk about that one real quick. That'll be the first one coming up here, Coach. Get through the run through. That's the new cheerleading banner there. And coming up right here, Coach, this is the first touchdown to Raquan.
Well, it's a designed rollout for the quarterback, and I thought this was something that was working good for us. Actually, this is not a design rollout, it's just a scramble, but AJ did a great job in displacing the rush and had his head looking downfield and did a great job finding Rick in the back of the end zone.
And then coming up, following, we have a series of turnovers. Travis Ray had a huge game. I mean, that was one of those career nights. Travis in the right place at the right time. Three times?
Yeah, Travis is he's doing a great job, for us. He had a fumble recovery. He had a interception. Travis is playing some really good defense.
This is the first one, the fumble recovery.
Yeah. He also caused. I believe he also caused a fumble. And right there, he caused the fumble, hit the quarterback on the option. And we're going to face a lot of that this week, the option, triple option. And again, so down by the goal line, then you have his interception down by the goal line, I think. And that's, we came up with some big plays down there, which we needed. Really proud of our defense for doing that.
How big was that one at the goal line? That last one there?
Oh, it was huge. I think, they'll go score, I'm sure. I mean, that kind of offense and those size guys right inside the 1 yard line, it's hard to keep them out. You need something like that to happen. And we work on stripping the football. We actually take time to work on punching the ball out and stripping it and grabbing the front point and spinning it out and all kinds of things. And especially down by the goal line, we tell our guys, the second guy in, get the ball out. First guy secure the tackle, second guy get the ball out. So we spend time working on that in practice. First guy's going to wrap up the running back, and the next guy coming in is going to get his hands on the ball and try to rip it out. And that's we work on that, and right there it came to work right there.
Now Appleton ended up turning. We got 4 turnovers off of them inside the red zone.
Yeah, we had 3 total turnovers from them. So we had 3 fumble recoveries, and I guess we had 4 turnovers. 3 fumble recoveries and an interception, so that was huge. You take those out, I'm sure it's a much different game. Of course it's a much different game because a lot of those were down by the goal line, and that was huge.
All right, here comes this will be the touchdown, Coach, for Raquan, come running in from, I believe, about the 3, I think.
Yeah. This is our Raquan package. And he's got it set up to where really he has the option to run a sweep, run it to the outside, or he can take it to the inside. Whatever he pre-snap reads, he has the choice. He can take it a lot of different places. So he made the right choice there, and he's got great vision, great football player, of course, and it's been a good package for us.
Yeah, I know that was a culmination of a long drive too, wasn't it? It was like I don't know what the minutes were on it. I know you may have it, but
I don't have it, but I knew we had it for a long time. Which even people say in the spread offense, you don't have the ball very long. Your time of possession is not long, and that's not true. In the spread offense, you can have a time of possession. We've had a lot of time of possessions near 8 minutes, half of a quarter or more, and so we've been able to have long possessions, which is good, and also you can have the quick strike ability, which we showed at the end of the game also. So,
have you ever seen on one drive that many 4th and centimeters? One drive.
Yeah,
that perspective on the field might have been different.
I've seen it happen, and you're right. It wasn't just 4th and short. It was fourth and just barely. You could probably take a credit card and not hardly slide it between the pole and the front end of the ball. But people talk about game of inches and things like that. Well, it really is, and I'm glad we were able to convert all those 4th downs. I don't have a stat on how many 4th down attempts we had, but again, we got down 4th down. We had to keep the ball going, keep the drive going, so went for them.
I think we converted 2 4th downs on that one drive, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
That was something else, I'll tell you. Here comes I believe this next clip will be Travis Ray's interception inside the 10.
This right here is just huge for us. Right now you're getting that feeling to where they're getting ready to score or down here, and right here, really good pressure by the defensive line. Great job by Travis going up the highest point and pulling it down. That was gigantic. You can see our defensive coaches out on the field going crazy because they know how big it was. So really great job by Travis. Travis is having a heck of a year right now. Hopefully he can keep it going, stay healthy, and we're just he's really picked it up. And of course he started as a sophomore, and we had a lot of guys start as sophomores. We expect those guys who've played as sophomores to really be a lot better as juniors. So and it's happening. So that's a good thing.
And then right after, I believe it was the drive after that, Appling, they take it back down the field, get a 1-point lead on us after we missed the extra point, and we get the ball back with, I think, 58 seconds left. They short kick it, and I mean, it was on after that.
Yeah, we were glad they short kicked it. It automatically put us in much better field position. And like you might have noticed how we kicked it deep at the end. We just kicked it as deep as we could and got it down there and created them a long field for their last couple plays. So that was a key. We got the short kickoff and we were able to get it across midfield and take some shots in the end zone.
I thought the offense really executed that 2-minute drive well. I mean, they had to run the scramble by AJ, got it into Appling territory. Then you got a quick pass on the sideline to Raquan to set up the touchdown.
Well, that's the key that's a big key when you're in the spread offense. You're really almost always in a 2-minute offense. We operate in practice as though we're almost in a 2-minute offense all the time. We hurry up, we get the play in fast, we line up fast, run the play fast, and go to the next play. So in practice, that allows us to get as many plays as we can. I'm not a long practice guy. I think after a while you start losing their attention and they're starting to think about being tired and that sort of thing. I want to, in practice, there are times it's about conditioning, it's about mental toughness. And then there's times where it's about teaching and getting in the reps, as many reps as you can. And that's where our style of offense comes in good. We can run, in practice, we can run a bunch of plays, and we do. So really, when it's a 2-minute offense time, it's really not that big of a deal. We just get up to the line of scrimmage a little quicker. We get set quicker. We try not to cross over our formation so the kids can line up faster. And really, that's our 2-minute offense. And again, it's not as big a deal as it would be for a team who runs a different style of offense, an option offense or a 2 or 3 back offense or something like that. So that's why we've been able to, I think even in the last game, Brantley, before the half,
right before the half
we did it. And so it's no big deal for us. We would do it more, but the problem is we have kids like Raekwon going both ways. And also our running back, Eric Daniels, going both ways. So you start doing that with guys that are going both ways, all of a sudden you're going to lose it. You're going to lose his effectiveness on the other side of the ball. If we're ever in a situation, and right now we're close, but if we can ever get in a situation where our offense is completely separate from our defense, and right now we are, with the exception of maybe 2 players, we would try to go a lot faster. We would try to it almost looked like a 2-minute offense all the time. We would run the play, we would line up as quickly as we could, and we'd have the next play ready to go. But with those guys going both ways, we've got to slow it down a little bit so you're not gassing those guys to the point to where you don't have anything come later in the game. So we're trying to save those guys somewhat.
Here's the touchdown, the last one. On this highlight here, I know you've already seen it on your huddle replay, and I want to thank Garrett Radliff, your videographer, for this last highlight. This block right here, Bob, right there to get AJ outside.
You know, first thing is I notice as a coach, you want to run that back. First thing I notice is you don't want to have 2 receivers in the same spot. That's what it wasn't supposed to be that way.
It may cycle through on me, but it'll come back too.
Yeah. What you see is you'll see the Brantley Sloan who caught the ball. Yeah, Brantley.
Let me fast forward it.
Brantley, who caught it, he was in the right place. The other guy should have been more in the middle of the field, which is a
It's
problem.
not gonna let me do it. I thought it would, but it's not.
But still, it was a design play. It was just called ghost switch is what it was. And it allowed us to, again, the outside receiver is supposed to go more to the middle of the field, draw the safety with him, and create one-on-one coverage for the inside receiver. And you can see the outside guy didn't do what he was supposed to do, but still came up with a great play, great throw by AJ, and great catch by Brantley Sloan to win the game. And the protection was really good. I thought our offensive line pass protected better than they had in 2 years. Anytime last year up to this point, I thought we pass protected better than we had the entire time. So I was real pleased with that. Now we got to get to where we can run block better, and that's something I know Coach Murray spends more time on run blocking than he does actual pass protection. But he spends a lot of time on both. So it was we got to get to where we can run the football better. We throw the ball well, we work on it. It's easy for us to work on. It's something that comes natural to us, but we've got to get to where we can run block better and get the running game going, which will help set up everything else. Again, on that highlight right there, the thing I noticed is that the pressure on the quarterback, which causes him to throw that ball. And again, great job by Travis Ray. Right here's the play. You'll notice the inside receiver, outside receiver switch. We'd like for that outside, that guy who switches with him, to stay more in the middle of the field or on the other side of the hashes. But I think it's like you throw a frisbee to a group of kids. They're all going to converge on it. That's what it's almost like right there. The ball's in the air. They're all going to run to it. But again, it worked out real well. The coaching point on that will be on film today with the kids. Will stay on your landmarks, because what you do is you're going to draw a defensive person with you. And what gave Brantley the over the top was open was the fact that he did contain the safety long enough. And that's a real important part right there.
That was an exciting ball game. Crowd, huge crowd, and they stuck around.
Well, of course, I knew their side would stick around because they had nowhere to go. I mean, they made the trip. I knew they would stick around, and we had a good-sized group who went to their cars or wherever. Like my wife, she went to the house and then came right back. So we had a good crowd in there. The threat of rain didn't slow people down at the beginning. I thought we had a great crowd in the beginning, and hopefully long-term forecast for this week is it's supposed to be decent. It's supposed to be a good Friday night. I know there's some concern down the road after Friday night, but Friday night hopefully we'll have a huge crowd before we go on the road for a couple weeks.
I know we had fans from all over messaging too. Stu Maynor, big-time Charlton Indian fan. He's up in North Carolina watching. Coach, we were big in Nicaragua and Saudi Arabia this week as well.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, by us scheduling for Thursday, I know we had the Clinch County people were over watching. The Clinch County coaches were there, and Camden County people came over. So if nothing else, I know we didn't exactly hit the weather thing like we thought it was going to do. Of course, any decision we make, we're making it what we think is best for the kids and best for the program, and that's the decision we made. It may have not been completely the best one, but it worked out. And plus, the next night, we had the night off. I went over and watched Camden and Fitzgerald play in a good football game. So it was kind of nice to have people come watch you that otherwise wouldn't get a chance to watch, or you get a chance to go watch somebody else that you otherwise wouldn't have a chance to watch. So I think as far as that goes, it worked out all right.
All right. Let's anything else you want to hit on from the Savannah game? I know we've covered a lot of territory in this one.
Yep, we're good.
I hope the fans enjoy having the highlights to come back to. I really enjoy that with your commentary going over it. I appreciate it.
Well, it's kind of tough because you know that your next opponent is watching this, and you talk too much about an offensive play or your scheme or the reason you're doing something. You're just talking right to your next opponent. So got to be a little bit careful, and sometimes I'm a little vague on a few things, but it is really good. I enjoy that. I enjoy talking about our plays and why we're doing them and things like that. And during the off season, occasionally I'll have a chance to speak at clinics where I can break down a play. I can break down one play for 30 minutes, and everything we're trying to do on it, which is a lot of fun for our coach.
Let's, if you don't mind, let's move on to our senior spotlight. At Calvin Newvine, number 33, and Devan Snowden coming up. So we'll do Calvin first real quick.
Okay.
Calvin Newvine, our senior spotlight for this week.
Calvin has been in the program for a long time. I can remember his dad in the program, and I can remember his grandfather. Johnny was a big supporter of our program back in my first years here. Calvin does a really good job on special teams, kickoff coverage. He goes down and does a great job with that. And also during the week, Calvin is one of those guys that's providing leadership in practice, along with he's a guy that's just giving us a good look. He steps up and he doesn't mind. His ego's in check, and he says, listen, I'm here as a senior to help this football team become better, so I'm going to do anything I can do. So in practice, he'll give us looks a lot, and I really appreciate what Calvin does. And of course, his dad runs the chains. And I remember Calvin when Calvin showed up. Now he was a tough guy. He's a tough guy now, but he was a little guy, and he's still not real big. But you could tell what the weight room has done for him to get him to where he is now. And we're sure glad to have Calvin in the program.
Calvin, great family, Natalie and Craig, great folks. So he's got a younger sister coming up as well. So congratulations, Calvin, yours. Number 1, senior spotlight. Number 2 coming up right after this commercial break. Be Devan Snowden, number 37. We'll be right back.
Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Welcome back to the Coach Max Show. I'm Adam Bell along with head coach Rich McCorder. Coach, our senior spotlight in our second segment is number 37, Devan Snowden.
Devan, first time we got to see him was when his older brother played for us, and he did a good job for us. But Devan is just doing an outstanding job his senior year. He's had 3 catches for 21 yards. He's done a great job there on defense. He has a tackle. We've had to play him as a defensive back. So he's one of those guys you're going to see him start at wide receiver each week. And the thing he does for us is he can catch the ball, and he does a great job at it. But also he's a good blocker on the perimeter. Last week, and the thing that frustrates us and frustrates him is he really gets after it, blocking on the edge, and officials think that he's doing too good of a job and has been getting some flags. But again, he just does a great job out there blocking on that. does a great job in the weight room. He's a guy also who, if you look at him in person, you say that's a well-built kid. And he's done that through our strength program. So really proud of the job he's done. Devan is just going to end up getting more catches, I think, throughout the year, because people are going to start doing some things with Brantley Sloan and, of course, Raekwon Anderson, which is going to leave him in some one-on-one situations, which he can win those situations. And we expect that to happen, and we appreciate everything that Devan does for our program.
He's made some big catches already, just 2 games into the season.
He sure has.
Congratulations, Devan. You're our senior spotlight today with the second segment. Coach, Savannah Christian coming to town this Friday. They're kickoff 7:30 right here in the Swamp.
That's right. Savannah Christian is a private school, which, you know, one reason they split the private and the public is simply because, you know, we play with the kids that we have, and the private schools, and of course it's just the way it is, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but their service area is much bigger for kids to come in, and it's just a different setup. And it's not that they do anything wrong, because that's exactly the way private schools should be ran, and they do a great job. That program really got going with Coach Chumley, and then Coach Chumley now is he stepped down, and one of his assistants has taken over, but they're still doing the same things on offense, the same things on defense. It's going to be they're very physical on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of times you talk about how people are physical on defense. Well, these guys are real physical on the offensive side of the ball. Their offensive line really gets after you. They'll scoop you, they'll run you, and then they're going to run the fullback, the quarterback, and then the pitchback. They're a triple option football team. So on defense, we have to play assignment. We have to account for each phase of the option, and so it's going to be a tough challenge. Now, defensively, what you're going to see is what we've seen last year and what we've seen up this year. It's a stand-up 4-man look, and they're going to be all over the place, running after you and that sort of thing, and make it really tough on you. It's going to be a hard-fought football game. Last year, this game came down into the fourth quarter, and it ended up being a really good game, which we came up on the short end. This year, I look for the same thing. I look for it to be a 4-quarter game, a hard-fought game, and it's a huge game for them, because I know they were open last week and they only got to play 1 game. I think they came up short in it, so they're looking to get back on the winning side. We're sitting here 2-0, desperately wanting to go 3-0, which we haven't been 3-0 in a while. So I know that our kids are going to be excited about getting back on the field and trying to move our record to 3-0.
I know the fans at home, a lot of people like to look up records and everything like on Max Preps. They're coming in 0-2, but that's really deceiving.
Oh, yes.
So one Jefferson County they're a huge program, and then the private school they played, I believe, was like 5A, 6A.
Yeah. If we had their schedule, we'd be 0-2 also. I mean, so you can't take that into account. You know, if they had our record, they'd be 2-0. If we had their record, we'd be 0-2. So we look at this. We do some things differently. Offense and defense. You're going to see a spread attack from us. You're going to see an option attack from them. So there's going to be some differences there. So you're going to get to see that as a fan. But again, I think this thing is going to be one of those games that's going to come down to the end, and we're going to have to play great football, and we're going to have to come over on the right side of the turnovers again. If we don't, we would have lost last week, and it'd be tough for us to win if we don't.
So what do you think of Savannah Christian coming there? Run first?
No question. They'll run first, run second. I mean, they're going to run the football. They will come up and throw it, and usually when a team like that does, people tend to be open. So you got to be ready for that. But again, we've got to stop the fullback. The fullback's a big, strong kid. We've got to stop him. Then once you do that, you've got to stop the quarterback, and then of course the quarterback will pitch it. So 3 phases of the triple option. You've got to be ready to defend all 3 of them, and then they will do play action pass, and that's when they come up with some big plays on that. And of course, they're sound in special teams, like most private schools. They're always going to be sound in the special team area.
Hopefully our defense can come up with 4 turnovers like they did this past Thursday.
That'd be big. That'd be huge. And I tell you, we have some people on defense. Travis Ray was one of them we talked about, who's playing some outstanding football. And this week, Michael Elliott had 7.5 tackles. So Michael Elliott this week was our leading tackler. He's having a pretty solid year. He's coming over on the offensive side of the ball and giving us some help at running back. So Travis Ray and Michael Elliott are two guys that are really playing some good football right now, both of them juniors.
I know offensively, from our viewpoint, what we have to do to be effective against them, I know you obviously don't want to give too much away with your game plan, but we definitely need to eliminate the penalties on the opposite side of the ball.
We got to eliminate the penalties. For the second week in a row, we led the game in penalties. This week we had 8. I think 2 weeks ago we had 10 or 12, but we had 8 penalties for 70 yards. But that doesn't tell all the story. Whenever you have a penalty in the return game, also that return yardage comes back, and so it actually becomes a bigger penalty than just a 10-yard penalty. Appleton County, it looked like they were complaining a lot about their penalties, but they only had 6 of them for 45 yards. So we've got to become better. Stop making some of these crazy penalties we've been making, and some of the holding penalties on the outside receivers, they're giving a great effort, and it's just the officials out there just sometimes struggle calling that, and we hope that gets cleaned up for us a little bit. And you're right, we need to stay out of some of these situations to where we have some of these penalties. For instance, lining up off sides on the defensive line. A week ago we had that. This week we had it again. I think might have had it once, maybe twice. That's any pre-snap penalty you have, there's absolutely no excuse for a pre-snap penalty. And if we can eliminate those right there, we'll have maybe cut those in half right on penalties.
I know coming at kickoff Friday night, 7:30. People are, oh yes sir, we need to hit that as well. I'm sorry, go ahead with the B team and the Braves.
Well, the Braves are going to be at home. They're only at home, I believe, twice this year. The Braves are at home against Callahan tomorrow, Tuesday, at 5 o'clock. Weather should be great. The Braves, I believe, are 2-1 and have done a great job. So it's going to be right here in the swamp. So hopefully we'll have a lot of people come out at 5 o'clock on tomorrow, Tuesday, and watch the Braves. They're doing a great job. Coach Carter and his staff has really got that turned around and having a good year, and it should be a good game against Callahan. Then on B team, we haven't got a B team game in yet because of the weather, but this Thursday we'll have a B team game here against Camden County, and I think that our girls softball, if I'm not mistaken, this week might be playing 3 times at home, if I'm not mistaken. So get out and check out the girls softball team and over at Maiden Field, find out when they're playing. And tomorrow, Tuesday, right here at the Swamp, come watch the Braves. Thursday here at the Swamp, come watch the B team. And then, of course, Friday, we got a varsity football game, big varsity football game against Savannah Christian.
So that's 2 real good contests right here. That one with the Braves tomorrow with Callahan, that's over the last 5-6 years, that's almost turned into a little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, I think so. Coach Carter's sitting in the office, and he told me earlier that he guaranteed to win. So we need to have everybody come out and see how that works out.
That'll be a lot of fun. Well, I know we have the Maidens next door, but I think I'm gonna come over here and do the Braves because we've already hit the Maidens once already. I haven't gotten the Braves yet.
That'd be good. Like I said, they're only home twice, so this is an opportunity to come see them. So hopefully we'll have everybody out here to check them out.
All right. As always, we have the lockers going on. Programs, I understand, is it true we sold out of programs for Thursday night?
I believe we did. Again, another great year of programs. Brian Hewling, Marcy Turner, Sherry Lloyd, those 3 right there do almost all the work for that program. And I think, again, it was another great year for it. And it's a good fundraiser for the quarterback club. So people need to look at that and think about, well, next year they want to get a picture of their kids or their grandkids or a good luck picture. They need to get involved in that. We have to get going early on that, especially next year because we're at home early. We've got to have that thing done in July next year, so keep that in mind. This week we'll have more programs for sale, same ones. So if you didn't get a chance to get them this time, come back and get them this Friday. Also down by the front gate, I know we're selling T-shirts. We're selling old Charlton County game jerseys. You can look for your favorite number and get that. Also, we have some Jaguar practice jerseys with the Jaguars' names on them, and they're in great condition if you want one of them. I think we're selling those relatively cheap. And also, the hat you're wearing is a Quarterback Club members only hat. Brian Hewling's selling Quarterback Club memberships for $50. You get the hat, you get the spear, and and also you get the opportunity to help the Quarterback Club, which in turn helps the program. So please consider doing that.
All right. Anything else we got going on, Coach?
I think that's it. We have a great week and get ready for a big one on Friday.
Braves tomorrow, Bteam Thursday, Indians Friday night.
And the Maidens, I think, all week long.
All right, Coach. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in on Labor Day to do this with me. Y'all have a great week. Keep an eye out for the hurricane, but it looks like maybe it'll jet off and not affect us, so we won't have to worry about it. Lord willing. Y'all have a great week. Enjoy your Labor Day. Thank you for watching the Coach Mike Show.
Hey Indian fans, did you know you're eligible to join United First Federal Credit Union? We are your hometown financial institution offering services such as online banking, mobile deposit, free checking, and much more. And if you're in the market to purchase a vehicle, our auto loan rates start as low as 2.49%. We are conveniently located at 3773 2nd Street in Folkestone. Rates and terms subject to conditions, federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender.